Welcome to the Vigil Health Solutions video on how to use your pagers. We will review how to wear your pager, find your pager number, the buttons on your pager, turning your pager on and off, acknowledging pages, reading previous messages, deleting one message, deleting all messages, battery level, how to change your battery, setting the date and time, and troubleshooting. How to wear your pager. Your pager is the main way you will know your resident is in need of help. Since most times your pager is set to vibrate, you'll want to keep the pager on you. Using the holster, clip it in a convenient place to see the message on the display. Use the safety chain to avoid dropping the pager, especially when around water. Make sure not to leave the pager laying around anywhere. The edge of a table is like a giant cliff for the pagers. It could vibrate right off the counter or table onto the floor and damage the pager. Find your pager number. Vigil labels the pagers with a 3-digit number on the back of your pager. This number will also show when you turn the pager on. It's important to know as it determines which residents you will get calls from, as well as whether it will be immediate or at an escalated time. For example, the first floor calls may go to pagers that are in the 100 series, and the second floor goes to pagers in the 200 series. If you work on the first floor and have a pager 203, you'll end up with calls from the second floor. Some communities have escalation pagers, which will also be in a different series. Escalation pagers don't get the resident calls immediately, so make sure you are working with the correct pager number for your position. Pager buttons. The large button under the word gold is called the read button. This button is multifunctional. It will turn your pager on and off. It's the button to read previous messages, and also your escape button if you find yourself in a menu you don't want, or if you just need to return to the date and time screen. Next to the read button is the function button, essentially the menu button. This will bring up a different menu depending on what you have on the screen. Date and time screen will produce a different menu than if you had a message on your display. Lastly, we have the arrow keys, which allow you to scroll through your menu or scroll through your messages. Turning your pager on and off. To turn your pager on, simply press and release the read button once. The display will show the pager number, then switch to the date and time. To turn your pager off, from the date and time screen, hold the read button down until you see the words pager off, release the read button, and then press it again quickly. Setting the pager to vibrate. The Vigil system is meant to be a silent one, so when you get a new pager or have left the battery out of your pager for a long period of time, you will need to set the pager to vibrate. To accomplish this, press the menu button and use your arrow key to scroll over to Set Alert. Press menu again to select. Press menu 2 more times until you see silent on the display. The pager should be vibrating. Press the read button to lock in your selection. Acknowledging pages. When your pager vibrates, it's a good idea to acknowledge the message by pressing the read button. This accomplishes 2 things. First, it stops the vibration, which helps save the life of the battery. And second, an acknowledged message can be deleted at the end of your shift using delete all. Your display will tell you if you have any messages that were not acknowledged. Flashing triangles on the top of the display represent messages not acknowledged, and solid triangles represent acknowledged ones. Reading previous messages. At times, you will need to go back and see a previous message to confirm the room number of the resident who called for help, or check the time the message came in. To view past messages, simply press the read button from the date and time screen. The pager might have gone to sleep, so you may need to press it more than one time. Use the arrows to scroll back and forth through your messages. Deleting one message. If you're the type of person who likes to clear your messages out as you go through your day, you can delete one message at a time. The other option is to delete them all at once, which we will describe in the next section. To delete one message, bring the message up on your display by pressing the read button. Once the message is displayed full screen, press and hold the read button down until you see delete. Release the button and then press it again quickly. Your message is now deleted. Deleting all messages. You should be deleting all messages before handing your pager over to the next staff member. In order to do this quickly, you can delete them all at once. From the date and time screen, press the function button, which will bring up a menu for you to select from. Press the right-hand arrow so that the X is now flashing. Press the function button again, and the display will read, Delete All. Press the right-hand arrow to confirm. You should hear a beep. When you've completed your Delete All, you should only see the date and time and the battery level on your display. If you see this icon, it means you still have more messages, and repeating the Delete All will remove this icon. If you have flashing triangles left on the display, simply read the messages by pressing the Read button and scrolling through each message. Once you go back to the date and time screen, you will notice they are now solid. Do your Delete All one more time. Battery level and changing the battery. There is a battery level display on the pager which clears as the battery level gets lower. Once the indicator is almost fully clear, you will need to change the battery. We suggest checking this at the beginning of your staff member's shift so the battery doesn't die partway through their day. To change the battery, slide the safety latch up and take the battery cover off. Remove the dead battery and insert the new one, ensuring the positive side is just below the safety latch. To put the battery cover back on, start sliding the cover from the far edge of the pager as the cover has to latch onto the rails. Make sure to lock the cover on by sliding the safety latch down. Setting the date and time. Press the menu button and use your arrow to scroll over to Set Time. Press the menu button to select it. The hour will be blinking, so in order for you to change the time, press the menu button until you reach the hour you were looking for. Next, press the arrow pointing to the right so we can change the minutes. Again, you can change the minute by pressing the menu button. Press the arrow one more time to move over to the second number in the minute field. Press the arrow key to change the time to AM, PM, or 24-hour clock. Once done with the time, press the arrow again to update the date. Use the menu button to change the month, move on to the day, and finally change the year. Press the Read button to save your settings. Troubleshooting. My pager doesn't vibrate or make a sound. Make sure your alert is on silent and not sleep. If your pager is on sleep, change the setting to silent. You can go back in this video to review how to do that. If a pager is dropped too many times, it's possible the vibrator motor is damaged. Call Vigil to replace the pager. Make sure to order one with the same pager number. I can't delete all of my messages. Take a look at the messages on the date and time screen. Are any of the triangles flashing? Flashing triangles mean the message was not acknowledged at the time it came in. Easy to fix. Simply press the Read button to bring the message up and scroll through all of your messages, essentially acknowledging them. Try your Delete All again. Perhaps you've locked a message in error. You will be able to tell by the icon on your display, which looks like this. To unlock the message, press the Read button and, if necessary, scroll to the locked message. Press the menu button, the arrow pointing to the right, and then the menu button again to confirm unlocking the message. You can now delete that message. This concludes the video on how to use your Vigil pager. For more information, please call Vigil at 1-877-850-1122 or email training@vigil.com.